Yeah, hi guys. Last class we have discussed about is history of SQL Server, database, and data centers, and licensing part. We have discussed. We have discussed a couple of concepts, right? Now from today onwards, we are going for some technical concept completely. The the core part of SQL Server. So how we are trying to authentication SQL Server, what is happening in backend. So everything core concept again, okay, which will give your technical stuff. Now, when you go for the core concept, you know about MS SQL Server. It is a Microsoft SQL Server. Is the one of the database management system. When you compare with Oracle or a database, MySQL Server, MySQL or DB2 or MongoDB, when you go for database management system, and that too we are going SQL Server. So we are understand couple of concept like where the data, like whatever data I see that can be stock market, that can be health insurance, that can be banking, for different domains, any domain. Okay, you need to store your data. When you want to store your data, you will use nowadays we are going for you to use any database management system based on yourself, right? Even for best example, when you are India, when you we are discussing with Microsoft or Oracle or some other database management system, who is providing best support, going to provide a best product, and who is going to provide a best support for us, you may definitely will choose that product, right? Okay, assume your application has been chosen SQL Server, SQL Server database management system to store your complete data. Then we are here, sir. So we are telling we are we are Microsoft SQL Server support engineers. We are support engineers. That is simple understanding. Now let me go to SQL Server, and let me give some brief about 1 minute. Then we'll go for technical stuff. When we are opening one application, for example, you are opening Amazon application, you are opening Amazon website, and you are providing your login name and password. Assume your email address or your mobile number, and you are providing email address by mistakenly wrong email ID and wrong password. It will display invalid username and password, right? That means your data is somewhere it is storing, right? You will agree or not? Somewhere your data is storing. Somewhere exactly where data is storing. That can be SQL, that can be Oracle, that can be any database. Any database management system, your data is storing, right? And also authenticate, and also you authenticate the portal now. What exactly you will do after opening the Amazon website? You will search some required products, that can be smartphones, that can be laptops, that can be any groceries, right? Any product you will search means, any products you will search means your data, you are seeing the data, what what is available in the database. Once you have selected, you place order, you are getting order placed successfully. So you are getting some response. So you are getting some response, right? Either you are canceling order, either you are tracking the order, you are validating the order, you are placing your order, you are getting some response, or you are getting some data. It's being somewhere your data is storing, right? Where means that is nothing but your database management system. Every page, whatever you are seeing in the front end, every page you will be having some mapping with the database management system. Whatever you are passing the data parameters, that can be that been take your employee. Okay, you are working somewhere. Suppose your employer, where they are maintaining your employee data, your employee name, your employee address, your mobile number, emergency contact details. So where they are exactly maintaining your somewhere they are maintaining data, right? Somewhere is nothing but our database management system. That is what about SQL Server Architecture. Okay, now Microsoft engineers who is starting our career. So when you go for the architecture level, first core concept is SQL Server Architecture. The core component is how to install SQL Server as well, how to install SQL Server, how SQL Server is behaving internally. Okay, that is also one core concept. That is what we are going to discuss. What are the core concept means? Basement. Now see, when you go for SQL Server Architecture, you mean already discuss about this slide, right? Last demo sessions, client server architecture. SQL is the follow the client server architecture. Like your in SQL follow the client server architecture. Your client, your server, your server, your client. Either your server application using either you're using a .NET or PHP or WordPress, anyone, then design your application with Java software or PHP or .NET software, WordPress software. The design, sir. And your client can be tool or your client can be browser also. And some design tool, okay, it can be browser as well. So on your database management system, there is no additional tier. We have like our SQL server, it is a two-tier architecture. But when you go for the Oracle and Oracle apps, right? It is the ERP tool. It's follow the it's ERP technology. When you go for the Oracle, it is a three-tier architecture. You require front-end client and you require Java as a middleware. You require Oracle as a database management system. So when you go for the Oracle, it's a three-tier architecture. But when you go for the SQL server, maximum it will be two-tier architecture, client and your database management. Client and database. your client as a database. Client and database, your client a database. There is no additional, but there are couple of features in SQL also. When you want to work with that, just you like poly-based management system. If you want to work with poly-based management system, okay, you require the Java, you require the you require the Oracle. So now Microsoft completely moving the mission level language. You can directly run the Python code into SQL Server. You can run directly R language in the SQL Server. Now completely Microsoft is releasing every time every time enhancing. Architecture means client servers. There is architecture means client servers. There is no middleware for us. Two-tier architecture completely. Client and server. Your client can be any, that can be desktop, that can be tool, that can be any browser, anything. And your client your server will be Oracle or SQL, some other. See, when you go for SQL server, okay, everyone understanding, right? Everyone understanding that. See, basically, when you install any software on your laptop, just trying to explain like traditional approach. So when you install like audio player, video player, you install any game, you install any antivirus service, when you will go for services.msc, you will get all the services, right? Whatever you see, I'm having antivirus service. I'm having a McAfee software. So whatever the services you are been using on your operating system, will all the services, you can every software there will be definitely on services, like some same our SQL will also contain services. Our SQL will be also contain the services. So that what services are supporting by Microsoft means, when you are go for main core concept, we have we have SQL server, we have SQL server, and we have SQL server agent. These are the two services very important. Okay, SQL server and SQL server architecture. So these are the two services we will get whenever we install database engine. When you will get these two services by default. Yesterday I have told right already. So not only our SQL server, We have some BI tools as well, like integration services, reporting services, analysis services, some BI tools, business intelligence tools. When you go for Azure, okay, technically now completely integration service has been redesigning now. They are calling as a data factory. On premises, you are calling as a integration service. In Azure, they will call data factory. So we have separate session to discuss about all these three concepts to understand what can we do as a database administrator. I'm not discussing about any development part. I'm discussing what we can do as a database administrator. When you go for any analysis services, reporting services, and or integration services, that is all set of our response. Will design, even developers also all are doing lot of things on that service. That is also our responsibility. DBA is not only SQL Server and SQL Server agent. I don't know about integration service, reporting services, analysis services. Wrong, sir. As a database administrator, these three services we should maintain, we should control, we should protect these services also. This also seen what whenever you see in SQL Server, whenever you install SQL product, when you install the SQL Server, you may get a lot of many services. So each service having own responsibility, like a full texture catalog. It will improve the performance of the data reading from the portal level. And SQL Server VSS writer, if you want to take backup from any third party tool like Veritas Net Backup and tape level backups and the Commvault Symphony level backups and tool level backups, sir. Okay, to take backups from the tool level, you can should must and should this service SQL Server VSS writer should be run. The VSS writer is a communicator or mediator between your SQL and your third party tool. Okay, and we'll explain just understanding. When you go for SQL, we need to see that there are a lot of services. So services having own responsibility. Okay, clear, right? And SQL browser also. A SQL browser, it will improve the connectivity performance. Like whenever we have multiple instance in one server, then browser will helps. Or if you only one instance, as a as for SQL Server harden, we never enable the browser service. Always should be disable mode. We never enable the browser service. Always should be disable. More means why? If you enable browser service, no need to pass any port number. No need to pass the port number SQL Server. A browser very smart. It can listen SQL Server, so easily someone hack. As for best practices, as for SQL Server harden and best practice browser should be disable in the SQL. We'll discuss each service. We'll discuss. We have again separate session whenever we're discussing SQL Server installation. We'll go on each service and we'll see that what exactly they will do, what will happen if we stop the services. We'll discuss just F5 purpose. I'm passing this information. So when you technically go to the SQL server, we have four engines. One is a database engine, and the another one integration engine, integration service engine, reporting service engine, and analysis service engine. Okay, these three are business intelligence. We are going to discuss at the end of our course. Forgot about these three. I am not discussing about these three tools. Okay, now we'll discuss this in ending our session. You go for SQL Server Management Studio. ತಗಲಗಳಿಂದ